Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and click the like button if you like the content, and also the notification bell, so that obviously when I post a new video, you can see that. Before we start, I just want to say that this is not financial advice, guys. This is just my view of the market and where I think it's going. Take it with a bit of pinch of salt and do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Okay. With that out of the way, let's get into it. Today, I'm going to talk about the normal pairs we discussed. So let's start with gold. So gold, let's get into gold chart, and then let's just make this smaller so we can see here. So with gold, let's look at a weekly chart. So weekly chart, we can see that the energy flow is down. This is a very big candle here. A lot of selling pressure coming down here. We've done the sort of levels I like to see on gold. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, and kind of a switchback. I call it switchback here. So the levels are complete here. So gold comes down, and we've got an initial target for this week that gold falls to 2295, between 2295, 2295, somewhere there, 2295, and here, which is 2275. So 2275 to 2294 is where we expect gold to obviously hit. I think when we open, we can expect gold to bounce up a little bit. So maybe bounce up to about 2330 before that happens. So that's gold. Let's look at the next pair. Let's look at GBPUSD. So GBPUSD is our next pair. So on the weekly chart, we can see, let's hide this. We don't need that. Let's hide that too. We don't need that. We can see energy flow is still to the upside, although it's kind of getting weak. So I do expect that we would have some further action to the upside. So I expect GBPUSD to rise to 1.275, somewhere in the 1.275 area, and then drop back to 1.26, 1.269, somewhere there. That's where I expect GBPUSD to land this coming week. Let's look at the next pair, the spider, XPX. XPX on the weekly chart, it's obviously got a lot of buying pressure. As you can see, price is being pushed up. And normally when you see this sort of candle, you can expect price to go up before any reversal. So, XPX, I do expect a bit of a pullback though when the market opens to about the 5275 area, somewhere there, and then go up to about the 5. Let's make this bigger, 5, somewhere here, 5300, somewhere in the 5300s is where I expect it to land this week. So that's XPX. Let's go to crude oil. Crude oil, as you can see on the weekly chart, we've got a bit of energy flow to the downside on crude oil, but normally you expect price to push up slightly. So for me, I do expect that there will be a price push up. And if we go to a lower time frame of say 1 hour, it's actually there. You can see that there is a dead cross coming in, and price will definitely go up a little bit first. So with crude oil, I expect it to rise to 7,800. So 7,800, somewhere around here, 7.8, and come back up to 7.8, 7,800, somewhere there is where I do expect it to rise up to before any further action or downward movement happens. So that is crude oil. Let's do the US 10-year yield. This one, I do expect that the 10-year falls to, so let's go back to the weekly chart. We want to look at it from a tide perspective. I do expect it to continue to come down to about the 4.46, so 4.46, somewhere there, 4.46 here, somewhere here. That's where I do expect this one to land in the coming week. Energy flow is to the downside. And then let's look at the Dixie. So the Dixie on the weekly chart, I do expect the Dixie to rise, not by much, but I do expect the Dixie to rise to about the 104.3 area. So 104.3 area, I do expect the rise for the Dixie. So that's Dixie. We've got a beautiful trend line here, and I think probably ultimately it retests that trend line. But for now, there will be a bounce to 104.30. Let's look at EURUSD. EURUSD, we expect a rise in the EURUSD. Energy flow is to the upside. We do have energy flow to the upside, so we do expect it to continue to go up to the 1.085, which is about here, somewhere there. Is where we expect it to rise up to. So that's for next week. Let's look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is an interesting one on Bitcoin because this pattern we're forming on the weekly chart, it's not great. So, we've done the huge move, we pulled back, we tried to go back up from kind of like a double top scenario at the top. And, energy flow is starting to come down. So I do expect that the BTC falls to about the 66K. So somewhere around, a 66K, somewhere here. And I think I've got my, my alert there as well. But I would say 66K is on the cards for Bitcoin for next week. And then we'll see what happens after that. I think if we get good support there and a good bounce there, we could be obviously on our way somewhere, but we'll have to assess that when we get there. And then I just want to talk about a few altcoins that I've looked at. So I want to talk about JASMY. It's done a beautiful big move to the upside. So if we look at JASMY here, there's energy flow to the upside. But if you go to, you can see we've done a level rise there, level rise here, level rise there. That's 3 level rises. So you would expect a correction on this. At the very least, a pullback to the 3-1 area, 3-2, 3-1 area on JASMY. So a short here down to 3-1, 3-2, not bad at all. If you go onto your 4-hour chart, again, is a very beautiful pattern which has been formed. Volume is declining, price is going up. That's a really good sign that you're going to reverse as well. So I do expect it to pull down at the very least to somewhere there, But for this week, let's make a prediction of 3-1, 3-2, 3-2-9. So 3-2-9 somewhere there for this week, and then obviously we see how far we go with a pullback. Okay, so that's a good altcoin there for you. Let me also bring this one. ONDO is another interesting one as well, which has also done a good move. And I think last week our call on ONDO was perfect to the T. So again, on this one, let's look at it from the weekly chart. You can see we've done a huge move, three weeks in a row of going up. You're going to have a bit of a pullback. And you can see volume is also declining as well. So when you have a declining volume, price going up, that is not a good sign in terms of the upward journey. So on 4 hours, we're going to have a look, and obviously we expect a pullback on ONDO to about 130, the 130 area. At the very least is where we expect it to fall. PENDLE is an interesting one that I want to also talk about. PENDLE. So PENDLE has done a really good big move to the upside. It's done a pullback and is continuing to pull back. We do expect that PENDLE will fall to 5.65 to 5.70. 5.65 to 5.70. That's where we expect Pendle to fall. And at that point, we see what reaction we get from the bulls. So that's Pendle. I also want to flag reindeer because we looked at reindeer as well. So reindeer is also done a very good move to the upside and is now pulling back. I do expect the reindeer will hit the 950 area. I mean, it's getting close to it. I do expect that we'll hit the 950. We may have a little bit of a rise to about $10, and then continue the journey down to the 950 mark. And you know, at that point, we'll see what the market looks like. Yeah. Let's look at a few more pairs. I've got Fetch AI. Last week, I think we called Fetch AI to come to $2 last week. We didn't quite get there. I mean, of course, the week is not ended. Today is Sunday. So, you know, it potentially hits that $2 target from Sunday's video. If you haven't watched that video, just check the video from last week. For this week, Fetch AI continues its journey down. I do expect that we'll hit that $2 mark. So watch out for Fetch AI around the $2 mark. And then when we get there, we'll see what happens. Energy flows again to the downside, as you can see. So, you know, at the very least, $2 is on the cards on Fetch AI. Let me give you PEPE. So PEPE is another one that I want to give to you. PEPE, again, energy flow, we've done a huge move to the upside. Again, volume was declining, so that's a red flag. And we're retracing. We retrace back to the KC channel. There's more downward action to come if we go to 4 hours for a view. So we do expect that PEPE at least hits the 130 area. So 130 at the very least, 130 before the end of the week. So that's for PEPE. There's a few more that I want to talk about. So let's look at Ethereum. So I'll quickly cover Ethereum as well. ETH is obviously, you know, painting a beautiful pattern. You know, it's done a beautiful move again. And, you know, huge move to the upside. Double top scenario here. We've got a double top scenario. And it's retracing backwards. With ETH, I do expect ETH to hit at least 3,600 this week. 3,600, between 3,550 and 3,600. I do expect it to hit that. And then when we get there, we'll reassess as to whether there's further downside or not. But that is the prediction for ETH for this week. Solana, quick one, last one is Solana. So Solana, I do expect the downward pressure to continue. I got a target on this of 155 to 160. Between that price bracket is where I expect Solana to hit. You know, by the end of the week, I think it could go lower, but for next week, you know, we're predicting 155 to 160. So some really good calls there for you guys. I'll end it here. Please leave comments below the video when I post it if you're getting some value from it. I shall catch up with you during the week in terms of some of the targets, post small short videos on when we hit the targets for you guys. Okay, have a good week.